That lady mine is crazy. Valentine's Day drop also reminds me of another outfit that she did that she had that color on. I don't remember if that was after the cup. Was that after? I don't remember if that was at the couple time. Like it'll be the littlest thing y'all will think, oh yeah, that's delusional. And the whole time it'd be intentional. That's crazy. I didn't notice that. But the inside of this pyramid, and the inside of the pyramid is gold. Give it Angela Bassett. Okay, real quick. Some stuff I don't put in these videos will go straight to the Discord, a space where Hive can connect, add your thoughts, share your thoughts, your theories, and more. So if you want to join the Hive Discord, the link will be in the description below.
Beehive is buzzing.
The beehive is buzzing. Okay.
What's up, y'all? I'm back with another video, and this time I will be reacting to a thread that I just made. Okay, so right here I said, I don't care, I'm standing on my square theory for Act 3. The stage will have a square design, and it may sound delusional, but her holding that square mirror only proves my point even more about Act 3 being centered around a square. Now I said saving this for next year. I mean, saving this from a year from today. But y'all see this circle? And I'm gonna tell y'all how I figured out what she was doing as far as this right here on the back of this mirror. Y'all see the circle mirror? Circle. And I looked at this picture too. I'm like, this look like Prince could really be a Barbie doll, a male what do they call like a male Barbie doll? No, Ken is for Barbie, Ken doll, whatever. But I was looking at this like he could be a doll, and then I end up looking at it and I'm like, this is a doll. It look like a doll. I think it's a doll because you look at the elbows right here. But y'all see the circle? Like y'all can see that that's most likely this, if it is a doll. And then her having the square one or rectangle. It's square or rectangle, but her having like, it looks square to me, but then how she has it turned, it's like, okay, but I think it's square. But her having this, and then she's Beyonce, I'm pretty sure she would have got the circle one. I feel like that's a hint. I'm not gonna lie, because she's very intentional, because this is purple. Like that's a hint enough. Okay, so the first one is Bo Diddley and his rectangular guitar. So this is when I end up doing research on a rectangular guitar, and I end up coming across him. That's what I like about doing research about this stuff, because it's like you're gonna find history. I was really looking up a square guitar, and then I think I thought about it later. I'm gonna get into why I got the rectangles / square theory, but then I think I was like, okay, I couldn't find nothing on the square, or either I found something and it was this, like this one. Okay, so when I seen him have the rectangular guitar, it said Bo Diddley famously played a custom-made rectangular guitar, electric guitar often referred to as a twang machine. He designed this iconic, we're so creative, I wish I had a sound for that. He designed this iconic instrument based on a homemade cigarette box guitar, with Gretsch officially manufacturing several, including the famous Firebird Red model, starting in 1958. And I'll be talking more about Bo Diddley as well. But it said he was signed to Chess Records. Now this is when, like, usually I would have just highlighted that he had a rectangular guitar, but once I seen that he was signed to Chess Records, then that's when I was like, okay, well, hold on, because we know Chess Records was recording label in Cadillac Records. That's what the movie was based around, was Chess Records. Was this the 4? Yeah, that was the 4. So now we're going to the next one. Okay, now going back to the stage. Now I said, what made me realize this was that if you take the circle from Renaissance, which represents femininity, or the womb, or a portal, which the woman is the portal, I said, and added to the arrow from Cowboy Carter, it makes me think that both will be merged together for Act 3 stage. And I already said this in the 2 Prince videos I made, that I feel like she's gonna merge feminine with masculine, since one act was feminine and the other act was masculine. I feel like she's gonna merge them together. But if y'all look at this, y'all see the circle right here, and then y'all see the line right here. I took my time and looked at this. I'm like, hold on, there's 2 things that's within Cowboy Carter and Renaissance. And then y'all look at the circle right here, and then you look at the triangle right here. I mean, not the triangle, you look at the arrow right here. I got another video that I want to make too, to show y'all some stuff that I recently found. So it's gonna be a part 4 to the Her Genius Stage Design videos. I think I have it on the playlist. I made 3 parts. There's 3 parts to it, so I'm gonna add probably 1 or 2 more for now until we get Act 3 stage, or unless I find something else. But I recently found something about this Cowboy Carter stage. Yep, I recently found something else about the Cowboy Carter stage, but let's keep going. Okay, and I said describing the Ankh. Let me click it. And I said describing the Ankh and how it's basically both of the gender symbols merged together into one. And we know that that was the symbol that, well, Prince created his own design of it, but we know that's the symbol. And then the Ankh is just the key. That's crazy. Hold on, cause now I'm just thinking about another thread that I did. I got to do a video on about the key, cause I got another thread coming up about the key too. That's crazy. About a key, not this specific one, but it just say the key to life or the key to the now. And we know Beyonce got a song called that too. That's crazy. But it say is an ancient Egyptian symbol representing eternal life, immortality, and the life-giving elements of air and water. And we know Beyonce also added those to the different acts as well. Like me personally, I already said that I feel like Renaissance was like motherboard. She put that on the screen. That was like motherboard. Then I feel like Cowboy Carter was like more so Mother Nature. When y'all see the animals she incorporated within that era. And this just tell you everything of how that symbol is made up, the Ankh symbol. And then I just highlighted that this is the two symbols that Prince basically put together. He basically had this stay the same and then added the arrow. So the arrow is extending this. And this is just the one that I showed where they loop it, but he made his own design, as I said, when he put it that way. Okay, this is when I made the breakdown of the colors. It say mix the color blue, which represent masculinity, and red, or you can even do pink. Well, I was just about to say that, but or even pink, which represents femininity, and you'll get different shades of purple depending on if you use, I meant to say you will get different shades of purple depending on if you use red or pink, because I looked up both and they both come out to be different shades of purple. But it say representing both energies merged, which is the feminine energy and the masculine energy, as we talked about, which perfectly aligns with Prince. And this is just when I added the research on top of the pictures. I think I put this in the community tab, so if y'all seen this in the community tab, this is basically me looking up the research of which energy the color is more so going towards. So let's say boys and masculinity, the color blue. This one was red, commonly associated with femininity, and then this was purple. I just used ChatGPT to change the color of this picture. Like, this is not no real outfit. Well, I mean, this is a real outfit. This is this one, not the real outfit, but this is not the real color of the outfit. This is the real color of the outfit. I just told ChatGPT to make this outfit purple. So I just want to say that, just to use it, just to show it as an example of what she could possibly do for Act 3. But I also want to add that if you mix red and blue, and say mix red often represent femininity, and then blue representing masculinity, creates purple. And then that's when I added that on this picture. And this was me also explaining different energies for each era. So this was just saying that Renaissance was feminine. I was just doing the research on it. Me personally, I had already figured it out, but I just wanted to add the research to everything so it could make sense. Then it said Cowboy Carter era was heavily incorporated and played with masculine energy. And then Act 3 of Beyonce's trilogy is widely theorized by fans to be a rock-oriented album that blends the feminine of Renaissance Act 1 with the masculine genre reclaiming energy of Cowboy Carter Act 2. So yeah, which would make sense because right here, I just read right here, it is expected to merge all aspects of her musical identity, rebellious rock, pop, and soul, into a final unified statement. I looked at this word rebellious, and if y'all see what Beyonce is doing, she's merging all genres instead of sticking in one genre. And she talked about that, not wanting to be stuck in a box and wanting future artists to be the same way. I could see her doing that with how Prince did the same thing as far as him changing his name and everything like that to go around the album or the contract they had him stuck in for his label. And also, like I said, her blending the different genres instead of sticking to one like everybody want her to do, and how a lot of artists in the past did the same thing, which is rebellious energy. Also, her merging both energies together, which, you know, they want you to be in a box as far as that as well, not embodying both energies and only embodying one. That's like the normal. So yeah, I just feel like I see her doing that rebellious energy for Act 3, having that rebellious energy for Act 3. This was just research for me saying that I feel like it could be, did I say square or rectangle? I feel like it's going to be square, but she's giving a lot of symbols that's rectangle. So, but it say masculine could be, I'm trying to skim through it because I don't want the video to be extra long because there's so much to go over. So square could be masculine energy, and masculine energy square. We know feminine energy is circle. Wait, it say both too. The ultimate goal is to balance both, where the masculine structure provides a safe container for the feminine energy to expand, move, and create within. That's wild. We need to normalize that. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like the world would be a better place if we did. Because then both genders or both energies would be able to see where the other one's coming from. It seems like everybody is, I don't know what's going on nowadays. But okay, it's a rectangular body shape is generally associated with a combination of both feminine and masculine energies. Now I'm about to get more into, I don't think it's another one. Is it another one? The rectangle is considered a versatile shape, frequently labeled the athletic or column shape. It is a mix of both, as it represents a balanced canvas that can be styled to highlight curves, feminine, or celebrate the linear athletic structure, masculine. Even when you go back and look at the problem t-shirt or the finish line flag having squares. This one. And we know Renaissance was supposed to come before Act 3. And we know red will be included in Act 3. So I just feel like that was intentional as well. These are the squares that I was talking about. And I'm going to show y'all what ultimately made me come up with this theory, because it wasn't like a recent theory that I came up with. I think I've been saying it in the videos that I wanted to do a video and how I feel like Act 3 stage will have some type of square in it. I don't know if it's going to be the whole stage, but I just feel like a square is going to be the thing. But now looking at Prince's symbol on that mirror and then Beyonce having a purple mirror and seeing how his logo was and how his logo incorporated, like I already knew that Renaissance was feminine and Cowboy Carter was masculine. And when I did those two Prince videos, I thought about it like, okay, feminine, masculine, Prince logo, doing research around Prince logo, and you know, Prince logo being a merge of both energies. I never really thought about how his logo was like the two elements that Beyonce has with her stage. And then I looked at the back of that mirror and I was like, dang, hold on, this is like both stages, things from both stages, because not the whole stage, but things from both stages. And then when she came out with this, I was like, hold on, I'm just seeing squares too much. Squares and rectangles, because I don't know which one it's going to be, but yeah, then her standing on the squares. Okay, I said down to the Cowboy Carter screen having squares. On another thread, on one of the other threads, I talked about this again too, because it made me realize something else when now that I'm looking at it. But y'all see the little squares on the screen, and then the squares on the stage. Renaissance didn't have any of these squares inside the stage. So yeah, I could just be delusional, but
Beehive is buzzing.
The beehive is buzzing.
Okay.
I wish I had a delusional sound. I'm trying to remember what this is. I think this was just talking about circle. And yeah, this is the same thing as talking about circle, square, and how the stage is like made up of those energies. I mean, not the stage, and how those shapes are made up of those energies. So this was research on if you merge the circle and the triangle together. And I say this because, okay, I was going to show something, but it's already going to come up on this thread, so I'm not going to spoil it yet. But yeah, this was just me researching about merging the triangle and the circle. And later on in this thread, I'm going to break it down to what I was talking about when it comes to this. This also show if you use one, then the other one in the balance. Well, this show the balance of both, but the other one showed if you use one, then the other one. Okay, so this was me basically sharing the pictures from the Baywatch video that she did, and showing that she been showing us purple. Like purple been in the background, and then thinking about this picture. But what ultimately also made me think about this, and I'm about to show it, was this. When it said Prince and the Revolution. And we know the revolution will be loud. And we know
Revolution will not be televised. Revolution will be live.
but also her incorporating a motorcycle. He started to bring out the motorcycle. This was just me speculating. Okay, now let's get into this. I said I woke up thinking about this video. I ended up coming across this video. I forgot how I came across this video, but this opened another part of my mind that made me think about different stuff. So that's why I said I woke up thinking about it.
She's the Queen of Hearts. Beyonce is the Queen of Hearts. That's why the theme is red for Act 3. That's why we had that random Valentine's Day drop. Let me explain. Genius underfollowed Delulu Hive account posted that they thought that Beyonce's outfit the other night at her Lemonade dinner supposedly supposedly looked like Stevie Nicks on the cover of her 4th studio album, The Other Side of the Mirror. That album is directly inspired by the story of Alice in Wonderland, with songs like Rooms on Fire, Cry Wolf, etc. Let's follow the theme of looking at the 3rd track on the albums that we've been analyzing. The 3rd track on Stevie Nicks' album, The Other Side of the Mirror, is a song called Two Kinds of Love. That song features Bruce Hornsby of Grateful Dead. He and I share a birthday. That song also features a sax interlude from the one and only Kenny G. Interesting. But when I looked at that frock, the color of it reminds me of the Valentine's Day drop. And I have not been able to stop thinking about that Valentine's Day drop because it felt so random at the time. Then I went back to thinking, well, what other Alice in Wonderland themes have we been missing? And the Queen of Hearts is it. She's been giving us so many heart hints. There was her as the Queen of Hearts on the Texas Hold'em playing cards from Cowboy Carter era. A picture of her from what, the Grammys after party? I forget, where she had on that all red outfit and the heart purse. Also, as that Delulu Hive page pointed out, there's her in that all red outfit at F1 in Las Vegas on that checkered floor. Get this, the Queen of Hearts persona character is often confused with the Red Queen, which is actually the antagonist for the sequel to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, which is called Through the Looking Glass. She's the Queen of Hearts, she's the Red Queen, and these are fantastic album titles.
Okay, it's a few things I want to highlight that she said. Let me see. Now, when I seen this, when she posted the Destiny's Child throwback, I instantly thought about like, okay, fire. She's sharing something that has fire in it. And I feel like that was intentional, so I knew that was intentional. This Valentine's Day drop also reminds me of another outfit that she did that she had that color on. I don't remember if that was after the cup. Was that after? I don't remember if that was at the cup or not. And then I think I also did a video on this as well. When she wore this on Valentine's Day, was it 2024? I think 2024. I think I did this because I said that she had the red cowboy hat and I said she looked like Carmen Sandiego. I don't remember what video that was. And then she wore the red cowboy hat and Cowboy Carter too. I think during the Cowboy Carter tour. Hold on, because it was one part where I said that, when she pointed out this, I had said that I felt like Cowboy Carter was over when she went to the Grand Prix. When she went to the Las Vegas Grand Prix, I knew that Cowboy Carter was over at that point because it was too many signs pointing towards 44, but also too many signs pointing towards the colors that I feel like she would be using in Act 3, or what she would be doing in Act 3. And then her also having this finish line thing. Like she was saying, Cowboy Carter is finished. Like we at the finish line of Cowboy Carter. And she had Cowboy Carter on the back of this outfit, so people were saying that Cowboy Carter wasn't over, but I feel like her turning around and showing the Cowboy Carter being on the back and then having this finish line thing was her basically saying that this was the end of Cowboy Carter. So when she did the Valentine's Day drop and I seen how the colors was, I was like, yeah, Cowboy Carter is done. Like Cowboy Carter is gone. But another thread that I made is, hold on, let me put the screen back. But another thread that I made is based off of that video as well, because I start to, think of other stuff. It say, which made me go back to this and how I feel like this door from the 6-inch music video has a rectangle like the one around Beyonce's face when she called herself the problem on that t-shirt. But this is just a theory that I added on my other Twitter account, but it say tried to add this one but couldn't find any videos of the Keyhole. Y'all see that key keep coming up on the Keyhole interlude, but I found this picture from someone catching it. I don't know why I circled that one. I guess I circled that one for the Keyhole thing, but this is really what I wanted to highlight right here. This right here. And then this was the account that posted that specific picture that I was talking about, and this is what I wanted to highlight. Now if y'all look at this could be her stage screen, like the screen of her stage. Like if y'all look at this, so this account was speculating, I think it was this account was speculating that this will be the theme of Act 3, that it will be like a key, or she's coming out of the keyhole. And this was just me highlighting the rectangle in the middle right here, looking like the rectangle that's on her face. So the first ever video I did on this channel was a 6-inch video. I was basically describing, or I wasn't describing because that was like a very quick 1-minute video. So if y'all want to go watch that, it's only 1 minute and something. But in that video, I pointed out this specific scene. So it say of this part in 6-inch. Wait, I think I was trying to merge them together. So I said the rectangle in the middle of the door, and I know the rectangle plays a role because of this part in 6-inch. Now that make more sense. Because of this part in 6-inch and her recreating it in Cowboy Carter, where a hand is being stuck out of the same rectangle on the door. Now y'all look, I said this the one that had me. Now this shocked me when I went through and compared, because when I first seen this scene, I instantly thought about the Peep Show interlude. But this hand is being stuck out of that same rectangle y'all just seen on that door, and this is in the 6-inch video. Like if you go and slow the video down, you would see it. And then her sticking her hand out to grab her own tie in the peep show interlude just reminded me of this. And then this being a cowboy, and then her being a cowboy or a cowgirl in the peep show interlude. Now I said, but going back to the Keyhole, it made me think of something like the Key of Hearts or Heart of the Key when thinking of the video about Queen of Hearts. And these was just example pictures since we know that it's love based. And then right here I said key will also be a double entendre because of the keys on the piano, which would represent music. So that would correlate. But this is just a theory though. This was just something that I thought about when I seen the video. I mean, after I had seen the video and was thinking about it, everything that was said in that video about her being the Queen of Hearts. Okay, and then I said, and even this comment highlighted the song that backs the Queen of Hearts theory up. Her Queen of Hearts theory that where we watched the video on. Looking back at Texas Hold'em, it makes sense down to her having the playing cards. So this comment under that video said, wait, the Texas Hold'em cover. And it was crazy because when she first came out with Texas Hold'em, I was like, okay, that correlates because she's from Texas, so. And I knew that was like a card game of some sort. And I'm like, okay, that correlates. But I wouldn't have never thought that it would be like this much of what she's incorporating, like what she's hiding. And she's hiding Easter eggs in front of our face. The cards that she had during the Cowboy Carter era. So that is kind of crazy how she highlighted the red and her having this red hat. But I pointed out when she had that red hat during the Cowboy Carter tour, you could tell that was something. And I'm like, you know, we were speculating that red, but she been incorporating red in both acts. She was already incorporating red. Okay, now this go into why I feel like the stage will be a square, rectangle, whatever. I need to make some room up here. But going back to my square theory for Act 3, this is what also made me think my theory is correct. The transition here. And I'll break it down for you. Alright. So I'm gonna slow it down. I'll slow it down, but this is just the part that I wanted to show y'all. I'll also leave this thread link in the description too, if y'all want to go see it, because I'll incorporate all of the credits. And if y'all want to go see the videos that or the videos or anything, the pictures that I'm talking about, y'all can just go find them because all the sources are on the thread. Okay, now this next part is just slow. That's just the part that I want to show y'all. I had to slow it down here. And even if it still go fast, I still break it down in this thread. Hold on, wait. First we go through a doorway. This is the doorway, which is like a square opening up, a doorway. Then we go through a TV, square. Then we go through the triangle. I was trying to slow it down. Another triangle, as much as I could. Y'all seeing the animals in there too? Another triangle. Then we going past Cowboy Carter and Renaissance, the two horses. Past Earth, still going, traveling through time. It's turning red. Y'all seen that red lighting? Now we going into the red room. Now this is the part that I really wanted to get into, but I'm gonna get into it when I break it down. Now we going through another doorway. That's turning square. Look, the transition. It'd be the transition. She intentional with her transitions. Like a square. Y'all see it's slowly opening up a square. This is when I point out you go through the doorway. This is when I point out you go up to the TV. And then another thing, now that I just thought about it, her Grammy speech when she won Album of the Year, I think she said, I don't want to be stuck inside a box. So I wonder, was that like a clue? I know I look at everything because Beyonce, when I tell y'all, you never know with her, like, you would never know. Like, it'll be the littlest thing y'all will think, oh yeah, that's delusional. And the whole time it'd be intentional. Okay, say into another door, into a gold triangle room. This is when I point that out. Y'all also see how the colors of everything is like, it matched that era. So like this triangle being white. And then you go into that room, which I think this is the inside of the triangle. That's crazy. I didn't notice that. Like I said it is triangle, but not the inside of the triangle, the inside of this pyramid. And the inside of the pyramid is gold, which are the two colors that represent. That's crazy. How did I just not realize that? And I made this thread. Because I'm just looking at it. I'm looking at it as like moving through time. And I'm just saying what shape that I see everything is turning into. So I really wasn't looking at it in that way. But that was fire. Like now that I think of that concept, that lady mine is crazy. This is the other room. This is like rectangular, square base, whatever too. So I'm guessing this was a representation of Cowboy Carter because of the animals. And then, as I said, going past the two horses, like, you know, we are about to transition into, well, no, because I don't know. I wonder, did she add that just to have that fork? I know that stuff that she added within Cowboy Carter. Like, I feel like This Is Theater would have been a transition into Cowboy Carter, but she added that in Cowboy Carter since Cowboy Carter is Act 2 now. And I just feel like during the Renaissance era, her having that red background theater curtain theme in the background, if y'all pay attention, if y'all go back to all of the pictures for her Renaissance era, she had that curtain background. And then once you go into Cowboy Carter, she added that This Is Theater. I feel like if Cowboy Carter would have been before Renaissance, the This Is Theater part that comes at the end of the show would have been a transition into Renaissance. That's just my opinion though, because This Is Theater then going into Renaissance and her having that red background, that red curtain background. That's why I talk about that red curtain background so much, because this makes me think that her doing this and us going through time past both of these horses, it's almost like, and then going into the, when she had to stand off with the cowboy, I feel like that was like a piece that she could have added to this, but I feel like it would have been too much to give us something to show that her going past both of the horses, Act 1 and Act 2, would be her going into Act 3. So she added that cowboy scene for Cowboy Carter to fill it in until we go into Act 3, because like us going past Earth as we move it through time and going straight to that red room, and how she incorporated the red room within the Cowboy Carter interlude, and how we speculate red will mostly be a part of Act 3. I feel like that is her like showing that we're going into Act 3. And also in that red room, and I'm about to talk about it next, I say into another red room that's a square. Okay, right, where is it at? Right here. If y'all peep in this, I want to go back and look at this interlude because I can't see everything in this room. I know this is the Cowboy Carter vinyl. This is like a red chair, and this makes me think of that interlude when she's trapped inside that red room. But this is the microphone gun. And I don't know if I incorporated it in this theory. Did I incorporate in this theory? I mean, in this thread, I think I incorporated information about the microphone gun in this thread. But this microphone gun is in this thread, and we know she used the microphone gun in Renaissance. And Renaissance supposed to be Act 2, remember? That makes up the whole difference. Like, I always highlight that, how Renaissance supposed to be Act 2, because a lot of the stuff she did in Renaissance would have been before Act 3 if Renaissance was Act 2. If Renaissance would have been Act 2. So yeah, that's just what I think though. I don't know. We know she incorporate everything from the last act to the new act. Okay, I said, and I still think she's going by this. And the X is the visuals. The X marked the spot. The X is the target. And the whole reason why I really thought of this was because of what Kendrick did and how I feel like they are doing something together. And these are the PlayStation buttons for anybody that do not know. I feel like this would have been a representation of Renaissance. This would have been a representation of Cowboy Carter. This would be a representation of Act 3, in my opinion, allegedly, because I don't know. That's just my theory. And then this would have been X marked the spot on the visuals, allegedly. I mean, not allegedly. Well, yeah, allegedly, but this is just my theory, so I don't know. Just theorizing. And as I said, how I originally thought about this was how I looked at Beyonce's stage, and then I looked at Kendrick's Super Bowl performance and his tour, his GNX tour, and how you look at both. He incorporated these same buttons or these same symbols, and I just want to highlight his X was red in the Super Bowl halftime show. In his tour, he had the square, the triangle, and the circle, and then he had the X on his chain. Like, he's the X that marked the spot. And I think I talked about this already in the second video on this channel for Kendrick and Beyonce Are Up to Something, and how I feel like they told us to turn the TV off together was him having that X on him, like on the chain, instead of incorporated into the tour state, and then Beyonce having that rectangle, square, whatever you want to call it, around her head, and her labeling herself as the problem in red shows me that both of them are highlighting themselves as a target or X marked the spot. And that was just my observation from the point of view of I see it. I really don't know. These are just my theories. I do this for fun, y'all, so do not take me serious. Okay, so the Revolution will be live. The Revolution highlighting the songs, The Beautiful One and X on Fire. Oh, those two songs was from the performance that I put in the last video. I don't know if I'm gonna post this video after that video, but in the video that I've made when I reacted to No, when I said Sasha is coming, I'm gonna point out what I said in that video, but I mean what she said in that video at this performance. But this was at the her Glastonbury show in 2011. Okay, it say Beyonce often referenced her desires to be a rock star, with fans frequently highlighting the sentiment in connection to her high energy performances and anticipation for a rock influence Act 3. Okay, it say she explored rock aesthetics through live performances such as her mashup of The Beautiful Ones and X on Fire at Glastonbury. Is it Berry or Burry? Because I real like be hating getting stuff wrong. So I looked up what those two songs were. X on Fire was a song by King of Leon. Kings, I forgot the S, of Leon. And they say it was alternative rock. The Beautiful Ones, I'm glad I researched this because I was just going to research. I don't even think I was going to research these songs. I was just going to say the songs. But I ended up doing the research on it, and I ended up finding The Beautiful Ones was mostly commonly referenced to the iconic 1984 song by Prince from the Purple Rain album. So Beyonce been incorporating like little things throughout her career, which we know she studied the greats, like how Michael said. And this is just his Beautiful Ones song on Purple Rain. Okay, so when doing more research, I ended up coming across her having a revolutionary B flag at this Glastonbury performance. This is the 2011 festival flag, with the B being black and the background being red. So after I realized this, I think I was looking up, so I'm gonna tell you how I found this. Like, I seen the B flag in that performance video when they had it in the crowd, but what made me find the actual video to what she did back then using this flag consistently was when I went on YouTube and I researched revolution, but I wasn't looking up this revolution. I was looking up the revolution of what she put on the screen of the Cowboy Carter stage, so I could add that to this thread. So y'all seen that I ended up finding the revolution picture where she had revolution on the screen for the tour, that Cowboy Carter tour. But when I ended up doing that, I ended up finding the video of like her having this within her rollout. Like, I was younger back then, so I really wasn't paying attention and I didn't know anything. I think I seen this flag before, but I really didn't pay attention. So yeah, this was just the flag, and then this is when I show y'all I seen it in the crowd right here in that video when I was reacting to that video, or not reacting to that video, but when I added that video in my video. I had did heavy research on the font, and when looking at this reminded me of a rock, her giving us that date. This blurry, but then I looked back at the font in her Haunted video, and then also always sharp. It's always sharp. So yeah, I just added this because the full video about this, when I did the full research on the font, when I was really going to doing deep research on the font, this is on the old channel. This is on the other channel of the channel that got deleted. This was content from the channel that got deleted. So if y'all want to see this full video, the link is right here, and also the link to that channel will be in the description as well if y'all want to see the content over there. Okay, and also I found this clue within that video too, so this clue is incorporated in that video too. But it say when she stepped on a cigarette like in Haunted. This is when I posted on the other page, and then this is the actual video. I don't think it had a sound. Oh yeah, because it had that voiceover, so it wasn't a sound. I can see she throw the cigarette down, then she steps on it. And this was the reference in the B-Watch video, and back then in the Haunted music video. So that's why I feel like she was leaving little hints about that too, or she was like giving us a hint that she would incorporate. Now I feel like her referencing Lemonade and Self-Titled, like putting little things in there that goes back to those albums, is her basically telling us that she's going to incorporate stuff from her different albums into Act 3, like bringing the past back to the future. Because I also say she studies the greats, but she also studies herself. If y'all noticed that, like a lot of stuff Beyonce did back then brings to the future and makes it even better, like she said, in competition with herself, which is true because it's nobody else. Like, I ain't gonna lie, nobody else on that level right now. And this is just when I added this picture is blurry too, because this screenshots from the old channel and it's a whole story behind that. But yeah, this is just when I said the motorcycle plus black plus Sasha, and it was plus red too. But this is just when I end up putting all of the motorcycle pictures together, and then this motorcycle picture from the B-Watch video. Now this is the video that I end up finding when I said that I found that Revolution video, looking for the Revolution picture of her having Revolution on the screen of Cowboy Carter. So it said more revolutionary hints from the past. Revolution. B. The horse, look, the horse jumped up, look. And she got on white. That's crazy. Run the world, girls. Yep. So her having that horse, this is crazy. Like, her mind is insane. Cause that horse jumping up and us speculating that the horse for Act 3 will be jumping. Well, I just think of jumping. Okay, her saying I always want to be a rock star during her 2011 Glastonbury performance. And that's when I highlighted it in that video. I always want to be a rock star. That's what she said in that performance. I highlighted the video that she said that on, so if y'all want to go watch it, then it's on the channel. And that's the thumbnail to the video on the channel. This was just me highlighting the B, Run the World, Girls. And y'all see how this is also red. Everything about this is red with the background being white. And we know that reminds you of that date theory she gave us. I mean, not date theory, that date she gave us. That 1/14/25 date. I pointed out that this said Revolution, spray painted. We also see that in the Haunted music video. And I said I feel like, I mean, not the Haunted. And the Superpower music video. And I'll talk about that next too. So I just got ahead of the game. I always do that. Revolution. I think there was only 2 pictures that I highlighted. Yeah. And I said I already spoke on why I feel like Superpower will be a part of Act 3. The dress in the last picture was also Renaissance coded. Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about this picture. You could tell she is bringing the past back to the future and studying her own work at the same time. So y'all see the fist. Y'all see how she incorporated all of the colors from the American flag. The stars as well. The star, the white stars, blue. I think this look white or silver. But I feel like these would be, it look more silver than white. But I feel like this is still like a representation of the American flag. The blue and then the fist being red. And then yes, Beyonce's 2013, I think I looked up, was it a revolutionary song? Yes, Beyonce's 2013 song, Superpower, featuring Frank Ocean, is heavily interpreted as a revolutionary pro-community anthem, characterized by visuals of protest and unity. She did this on Juneteenth of last year during the Cowboy Carter tour. And then she did this in that Revolution video. And I said that this outfit is giving Renaissance. It's Renaissance coded. This was the dress that I was talking about. But y'all, when I seen this, I'm like, she always love blowing stuff up. Like blow something up and walk away. Give it Angela Bassett. And this is something that I just added today. Y'all can see it say 3 p.m. May 2nd. The B being highlighted in this part of the Verizon commercial. Now, this is just something that I just thought about last minute before I hit record. But she had Beyonce and then she added the B. But the B is also red. Now, this could just be delusional theory. Well, all my theories are delusional, but this reminded me of this B and how this B was red as well. And I have another theory about the sex, her playing the sex. It will be incorporated in the next theory video. Thread video that I'm gonna talk about when I do it. But I said I'm not even gonna end it here because I may come with more evidence later. And that's exactly what I did because I just added this last one. But yeah, that was the video. That was all of the theories. If y'all want part 2 to this, just let me know. But
Revolution will not be televised. Revolution will be live.
And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Also, if y'all want to see the video where she said I always want to be a rock star, it should come up on the screen. But until then,
She gone.